Hello! So anyway, I've recently started blogging about my mental health and the journey I've been on. I'll probably get shot because this is recording whilst I'm driving. So whether it'll get uploaded or not, I don't know yet. But if you are watching this as I am driving, then please do not report me. It is on hands-free, so should I need to pause or stop at any point, I can. Anyway, as I was saying, I've started blogging recently about my journey with my mental health and everything, and I found it a lot easier to document things by blogging rather than writing in a diary or speaking to someone. So I wanted to start recording little videos, maybe to go on the blog or to even go on my YouTube channel, which I'm going to start doing videos for. So anyway, my story with my mental health, I always used to think, before I was fully diagnosed, I always used to think it was just hormonal, the stress I was going through, and such like. And back in 2005, I lost a client of mine. He was quite young and he died sadly of pneumonia, and that sent me on a little bit of a downward spiral, because in care you shouldn't really get favourites, you shouldn't get attached. So that really sent me on a bit of a downward spiral. So after that, I had gone to a doctor and he said, not depression, it's just with my client passing away, I think that was about a year and a half before my nan passed. So anyway, so he'd passed away, there was issues going on at home and stuff, so I thought, we'll go along with what the doctor said. And over the years, things were happening, breaking up with my boyfriend, issues with work, etc. So I just put it all down to that. I just put it all down to the fact that I was stressed, to basically everything going on in my personal life. Then in 2009, I moved house in the January. I got back together with boyfriend in February, and everything was going well. I'd started working with a nice young man actually in a town not so far away from me, and the family were lovely, he was lovely, and everything was going really well. And I then started having issues with his younger brother, and these at first they weren't anything big. It was just his younger brother sort of being a bit mouthy. This family was a Muslim family, and the parents didn't always understand the homework their kids were given. So I said, I wouldn't mind helping out, which was my biggest mistake helping out and getting involved with the family to such a degree. Anyway, a couple of months went by and issues began happening with the youngest. He'd start swearing at me, he'd start telling me he was the boss because in his religion the men are above women and everything. And if that's part of the religion, then you know, sort of that's it. But he used to say, I'm your boss, you don't listen to your manager, I'm your boss, you're in my house. I'd reported it, they took note, they'd spoke to the parents and everything, but everything started building up. And then I'd gone to a day centre one day with the man the lad I looked after, and I don't know what it was, but everything was fine. And then I said to the carers that were at the day centre, I says, I just need to go off for a few minutes, I'm not feeling very well. So I went off, excuse me, and I ended up having I suppose an anxiety attack, really bad anxiety attack. Crying, shaking, couldn't string a sentence together, pretty much like now. But then again, to be fair, I'm not the best at recording videos. And anyway, I couldn't string a word, like a sentence together. So I rung work and I said, look, I need to go home. I said, something's not right. I said, it hasn't been all day. I said, I need to go. The usual, we'll try get someone else in. Do you think you can stay for a couple of hours? But I said, I have to go home. Half hour after I initially spoke to a manager, they said, we can't get anyone else in, we're going to need you to stay till 10. And this, bearing in mind, I was on a long day and I'd started at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I was 5 hours into my shift at this point in time. And I said to him, I'm not staying till 10. I said, I will stay with my client at the day centre until it's home time. I'll take him home and then I'll be leaving work. And they said, you can't do that, we haven't got the staff to come in and cover you. And I said, well, I will excuse me, once my client is at home and safe, I will explain to his parents that I've been sick if I have to, and that I will be going home. And then within 10 minutes they had cover for me. Anyway, I then decided to go to the doctor, ring the doctor whilst I was at the day centre. I rang them and I spoke to them and I said, this is what's happened today. I said, I don't know what's going on, I don't know what's wrong with me, I need to see someone. Excuse me. So they said, right, we're going to sign you off, but we want you to come in to see us tomorrow. So the next day I went in, collected my sick note, spoke to the doctor, filled out some forms, and he said, you are suffering with depression, stress and anxiety. I explained everything that had gone on. I explained that my previous doctor had basically said hormonal, basically due to all the stress I was going through. I said that was how it was explained to me, and he said, no, you've definitely sort of got something going on. And that was back in 2009. It's now 8 years on. I still have mental health issues with my anxiety, my depression, stress, a little bit every now and then. I've tried many times coming off a medication, which hasn't been the best thing for me because it's never been under a doctor's supervision. It's always been my choice. I've forgotten to take in my prescription, so I'll try coming off them and such. A few years ago now, back in 2013, about 6 months after I got married, I was suffering really badly with my anxiety. doctor said, sort of keep up with your medication, and everything settled down. He'd put it up slightly, everything was settling down. Then again, 6 months later, I was at work and I was having really bad chest pains. Something didn't feel right. So anyway, went out of hours. They signed me off for a few days because basically I had started having an anxiety attack and I wasn't aware of the signs and symptoms, anything whatsoever. So you'll have to excuse the sniffing, I've got a really bad cold. So anyway, got signed off, meds were increased again a little bit, and then everything started settling down. Again, unfortunately, I'd split with my husband in 2014, which caused a great deal of anxiety and stress, depression. Excuse me, got quite bad again. And then things started settling down again after I'd met someone else, still with him now nearly 3 years later, and things had started settling down. However, we've been through a lot of stress with regards to my stepsons and everything, something I won't be going into. And then things had started getting better towards the end of last year. And then in November, towards the back end of last year, I was signed off again due to anxiety and depression. However, the 2 weeks, well, it was 1 week, and then the doctor signed me off for a further 2 weeks because things hadn't improved. So this initial 1 to 3 weeks then turned into 6 weeks. 6 weeks turned into 10, and then I eventually went back to work after 11 weeks off. That was a particularly rough time in the sense of after about 7-8 weeks I found myself not wanting to go back to work, not through the fact that work was causing me stress, but I found myself not wanting to go out, not wanting to do anything, wanting to sit at home. I lost interest in a hell of a lot of stuff. My sewing, for example, I do sewing. I signed up to do online study courses. I didn't touch those for nearly 3 months. I just struggle with everyday things. But now, then things, not now, but things did get better. Went back to work, things started getting back to normal, finances finally back on track. But then I got signed off again just over 2 weeks ago for a week, and that was because I had a particularly bad anxiety attack. My boyfriend had gone on a school trip with our youngest, and I haven't, even on days off, I'm never on my own, ever. So the doctor signed me off, increased one of my medications, and I've got to go back and see him within the next week just to sort of see how I am. I've been referred to, I believe, the wellbeing team, or if they think I need a bit stronger support, then I'll be going to some sort of counselling, I think, at the hospital, but still waiting for a letter. So it's been a tough 8 years, but getting there slowly, and hopefully things are going to improve. So anyway, I'm going to sign off for now, and I will continue blogging, videos on YouTube, and I will speak to you all very soon. See you later.